Alright, so by now everyone's at least read about, not seen the video, of Ubaldo Jimenez throwing at Tulowitzki, hit him in the elbow in a spring training game after Tulowitzki made some comments about Ubaldo's wanting out of Colorado because of bad contract negotiations. And bench is cleared. Obviously, if you haven't seen the video, bench is cleared. Nothing really happened. But after the game, Rockies manager Jim Tracy called it the most gutless act he's seen in 35 years, which guy's a drama queen, obviously. I mean, in fact, it takes a hell of a lot of balls to throw at a guy intentionally. I wouldn't know. I've played baseball since I was 2. I've been a pitcher since I was 9. I've thrown at guys intentionally. Never actually trying to hurt them, but you do have to send a message for your team, for yourself, to the hitter in the opposing team that you're not going to take whatever they're doing that you don't like. But where I draw the line is what Ubaldo crossed, in my opinion, is that you don't take something like personal comments or personal beef that you have with somebody out onto the field. You leave that behind. You do what you have to do on the field. If something happens in game, such as, for example, the situations where I've thrown at guys is your team's down pretty big, and the other team's stealing bases still, or bunting, or in doing stuff like that, trying to show you up, then I have absolutely no problem throwing at a guy. Never at his head, usually here you want to get him. Those like the biggest bruises. Those are the ones that sting the most. And but you got to send a message for your team. Which when you do come back to Ubaldo, I love the fact that he did it because he was sending a message for himself to the rest of the league that he's not gonna take somebody making comments about him again. I wouldn't throw at somebody for something outside. You got to leave that stuff off the field when you get into game mode. But I think it does send a message to the rest of the league. I love that he has that intensity, he has that anger, and he has that motivation that he's not going to take that type of stuff. I do think it was pretty dumb, though, the way he did it. If you're going to throw at a guy, throw at him. You got to almost make it look like the pitch got away. I mean, you know that you threw at them, and in the back of their minds, they know. But you can't make it blatantly obvious to the umpires so that they're going to throw you out, or to the league, in this case, Bud Selig, who was in attendance, that it was completely intentional the way that Ubaldo did by throwing down his glove and sprinting towards home plate, basically ready to fight Tulowitzki. You can't do that. You got to make it look like maybe it got away. I mean, you know, they know. You can look the guy down as he's walking to first base after getting hit. I mean, you can make a comment or two to the coaches or the bench or something like that. You know, saying don't keep running and see what else happens. Stuff like that. You never want to make it completely blatantly obvious, like you're ready to fight the guy, like Jimenez did. Should he have gotten suspended? Yeah. I mean, you throw at a guy in the MLB, you get suspended. Guys have gotten suspended for a lot less in terms of throwing at a guy. So, the suspension, 5-game suspension, he's going to miss 1 start. Well deserved. And I do think that, in all honesty, it was worth it for Ubaldo to miss 1 start because he's been struggling all spring. He struggled last year, and he needs some sort of fire lit underneath him. And I think this can be that fire that sparks him, that motivates him to get him back somewhat into the form that he was in Colorado when he pitched so well. Basically, he can become the Ubaldo the Indians were hoping they got when they sent Pomeranz and Alex White to Colorado for him. I hope it works out, I'm hearing rumors that he may drop his suspension after he makes his start. He did appeal it, and he's going to make his start second game of the season against Toronto. And I'm hearing rumors that he may, around the web, that he may drop the appeal after that and just take the suspension. I mean, his appeal is going to get denied anyway. Why drag it out any longer? Make your start, drop your appeals, miss your next start. They may even push him back in the rotation. They may have an off day or something that he may not even actually miss his start. They may push him back, and then he can come in and start the first game back from his suspension. However they make it work. But yeah, so love what Ubaldo did. Kind of dumb the way he did it, but I love the fact that he did do it. Showed he had a lot of balls. Shows he has a lot of courage. He's not going to take anything from anybody. And let's hope that lights a fire as Tribe fans. We need Ubaldo to come through big this season. If the Indians want any chance of competing in the Central with the Tigers, who look like a lock to pretty much make the playoffs at this point, to win the Central by a pretty good margin. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed this second video. Leave comments. Like I said last time, love comments.